And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards on the gain. A great start for this offense. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Smith. He'll get the tight end Bowers involved there. Look at the big man rumble. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Brock Bowers, his 104th career touchdown, one shy of Tim Brown on the all-time list. And the Raiders go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead. Gino's going to throw. And he is not going to make it. They stop him up short, and this will remain a 6-0 ball game.
If we had $1 for every time we heard a team talk about explosive plays and how valuable they are, we probably wouldn't have to work very much. And we just saw a big one there. And then they tried to go explosive again, going for 2.
Yeah, is that a little too risky, you think? Just kick the extra point?
You know, I'm all about getting points. And if I feel good about my kicker, I go ahead and do that. But with that ball at the 2-yard line, going for 2, I think it's awfully tempting for teams nowadays.
So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And trotting out there leading them is their 4th-year quarterback.
And he certainly had his share of struggles in the opener, threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions in the game. So that was something that was harped upon all week in practice. Because if he's going to help this team be a winning one, he can't give the football away like he did last week.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. Schultz. And the Raiders have got him. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. On is the Chargers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's taken to the 26. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. Here's Smith. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Now Gino on 1st down. No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 13-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. From the red zone now, Smith. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Again, Smith. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Touchdown, Raiders. A great play there. His third touchdown now on the year as his guys are able to extend their lead. Now the Raider offense will stay out there as they'll line up to go for two. Here's Smith looking to throw, and this will be caught. This time the two-point conversion works, and it's 14-0. So their second touchdown of this first half, they went for two after score number one. Didn't get it. Now they get the equalizer, so to speak.
So to speak, and you can understand the thinking. Because they didn't get it after the first score, they wanted to get back to a normal points pattern, get up to 14. But just think, if they missed it here, they're only up 12-0. One extra point on the other side can ultimately beat you if they score twice.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Charger drive about to get going. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Well, this defense for the Raiders, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape, because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Wait a second. They did not accept that after the incompletion. What? Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you here. You have to take that penalty, don't you?
It's free yards. And it looks like the defense has got it. Well, a timeout called for by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On first down, Smith. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Chargers are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT. So now, just like that, things change dramatically. It's 1st and goal. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try again. And this time he'll lose yardage as the defense not giving him any room to operate. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Back to throw. Schultz. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but it's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
And instead of getting down, takes the contact, the turn. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A gain of right around 35 yards on a play that started back inside their 10. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Back to throw, Smith. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. The Raiders at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they've gotten a pretty good deal from the schedule makers as well. Home dates in Weeks 1 and 2.
And I would believe that they would need to take advantage of that, partner, because as you can imagine, the road dates will pile up later this season. So this is a great opportunity for them to put some early distance on the rest of the division and create a little bit of a cushion for them for later in the year.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. To the air again, Smith. Over the middle, hooks up with a tight end, Bowers. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A gain of 32 that time.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Jacoby Myers, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders take a 3-touchdown lead. So this offensive unit, yeah, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in Week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was all capped off by Jacoby Myers on the touchdown reception. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. Oh, some strong running. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Watch the run. Watch the run. South, baby. That's big south. Let's go.
Here we go. Here we go. 52 blue.
Nice, sweetheart.
Ready.
Throwing on first down. Schultz firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Got his man complete over the middle. That's McCormick. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down.
On the set.
Back to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Here's 3rd and 3.
52 blasted.
Single, slop. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 27-yard line. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as he'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime.
22 needle.
They'll look to throw again. He'll get this complete to Worthy. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So the ball down for 1st and 10.
10 cycles.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man complete. It's McCormick. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. A great effort there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Chargers get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point right down the middle. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. That time, a 9-play drive. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. This fielded right at the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. A shotgun snap for Smith. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
This time they stay on the ground. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
Come on, dog.
So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Certainly not what they wanted there. No gain, and it's 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Raiders 1st down. And it is a big letdown there defensively. They somehow allowed to convert on 4th and long. So we have come to halftime, and what's already... Sorry, Coach, put a pin in that. We are going to move right on to the 3rd quarter here. The Chargers going to get the football first here in this 2nd half, and they trail as we get back underway. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the 3rd quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives. Try and slow things down a little bit.
2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. 2nd and 9.
Yellow. Cut. Go. Ready. Go.
They'll keep it on the ground. McCormick. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
That is caught, and he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
Yellow. 43. Ready.
Operating from the gun, Schultz. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Raiders are going to take possession here at their own 33. So here are the Raiders now to take over. Last week they defeated the Broncos, and they've got the lead here as well as they work with a 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Smith. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. Here's Smith. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. 3rd and 3. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. He'll rifle this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. A big play there. 52 yards. And the Raiders are able to stretch out their lead. And now once again, the Raiders are going to go for 2. They'll try and run it up the middle. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. Only had a couple of yards to gain there on the 2-point conversion, and they were able to do it.
And how many teams shy away from running the football in the 2-point conversion? They treat 2 yards as if it were 20. If you're a good team running the ball, go to your strength. Go ahead and push it into the end zone.
Yeah, they did. It worked. And able to get this out to the 25. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
To throw on 2nd down, Schultz. He's across midfield. Look at the big fella go. Touchdown, Chargers. A great play there. 73 yards. And the Chargers are able to cut into that deficit. They'll try and throw for it. Oh, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the Raiders pick it up.
It's funny to me because we actually keep a football in the booth with us during games. And I notice you cradling the football. You got it tucked pretty tight with the points of pressure here. And that didn't occur on that play, did it?
Now, you saying I wouldn't have fumbled if I was down there?
You would not have fumbled. You got that thing locked in tight.
I also have really large biceps. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, You feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Buying time to his left. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Geno Smith, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. They'll look to throw. And unable to connect. They don't get the two-point conversion here. A quick throw there is incomplete.
As we prepared for these games, we've noticed offensive coordinators have had an expanded playbook on two-point conversion tries because they never know when they may have to use it during a game.
But that also means the defense probably has more for these situations too, right?
Oh, no doubt about it. I think for the most part, defenses will be aggressive on two-point tries. They want to get after the offense and make them force the issue.
And here the defense wins. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. That often runs you into a penalty.
And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Hands it off out of the gun. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. Throwing is Smith. Touchdown! Jacoby Myers, his second touchdown of the night. And the Raiders get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. So, Charles, they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. Now, last week, they had the close victory. This one more commanding, much more comfortable.
Well, the sense we got from them was that last week they felt like they didn't play their best. They got the win, but they weren't really on top of their game. But they put it all together here in this one, haven't they? What an impressive, impressive performance.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Looking to throw. Schultz on the move past the 40 and down to the 29-yard line. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. It's McCormick pushing his way through. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. A great effort there. His third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. So another touchdown for him on the year now, Charles. He had 2 in the opener last week and hits pay dirt for a third time here.
And with good health, he's got a really good chance to be up there among the leaders in touchdowns scored when this season comes to an end. Quick question, partner. Is it bad luck to toast him with a sports drink?
Not at all, partner. I think that's a fantastic idea. Cheers. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. 5 plays there on that drive, and it was capped off by a 12-yard touchdown run. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Now a first down throw. It's Smith. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Juwan Bentley. And the Chargers are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the fourth quarter.
It certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again. Maybe they can force that offense into more and more mistakes and give them a chance to get back into this one totally.
They have still a 3-score hill to climb. We'll see if they can do it. Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10 at their 38. Throwing to start the drive. Schultz. That'll be caught. It's Scott. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one goes for 30 yards.
To get back in this ball game, big plays are going to be necessary. And here's one right on cue. Coming up with 3 scores here in the fourth is not going to be an easy task. But that's good work there to bite off a chunk of yards.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 32-yard line. Back to throw. Schultz. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Schultz. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. To throw on 3rd down. Schultz. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Max Crosby in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint, as that is sack number 100 in what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And the Raider D, they get the football back. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Been a very strong performance for them, really on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. Touchdown, Raiders. Jacoby Myers, his his third touchdown of the game and fourth on the year. And the Raiders are on their way to a 2-0 start. Here we go now as they will again try for two. From the gun, here's Smith. And this is going to be caught. So add two more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the fourth.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for two, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get two. You got some
and nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Still going past the 30. And a terrific return as they finally do stop him, but not before he's inside the 15.
No!
So holding will scratch off some of that return.
And I know fans get frustrated when they see penalties of this sort on kick returns, but it is difficult to do it right against these moves.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Raiders pick it up. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. Second time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And down he goes, brought down a Raider sack. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up third down. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score.
43 is the mic. We ain't giving up nothing.
Back to throw. Schultz. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. On 1st and 10, Schultz. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. We saw a lot of that a week ago defensively from him. AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Just always seems to be around the football.
I like your observation there. Understands the game, understands positioning, can put himself in the right spot, and then make a play on the football.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Watch the screen. 43 is the mic. Here we go. 43 is the mic, boy. 43.
Looking to throw. Schultz. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? Well, that frustration, Charles, it's been building on the defensive side of the ball, and unfortunately there, it turns into a roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, and they should be frustrated because he's picked them apart the entire game, but it's got to come out in a different way. You can't hit him illegally. Stop him downfield the way you're supposed to.
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. And the corner blitz gets him that time as he goes down for a short loss.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Point after, right down the middle. As they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And this will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10.
Check. 13.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to go up top again. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Geno now to throw. He's going to take another shot here. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, these defensive backs have been getting torched all game long, and finally, a small measure of revenge here. That time the coverage downfield is excellent, and they're right there to battle for the football and force the incomplete pass.
Mike 20. Check the outs.
On 4th down, Smith. He's going to let it go again. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a 1st down. A 4th down pass interference call.
And everyone works hard on 3rd down. That's usually the money down. Get off the field. It intensifies when it's a 4th down. You think you've got it done. You think you've completed the play. Instead, you see a flag. Pass interference gives them a new set of downs.
So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll make it 2nd down. Smith throwing again. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing now is Geno. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Smith going to throw it. Looking left side, and it's complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. So give them the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30. So now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
And this will be caught. Well, forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown. The partner